Good morning, everybody. Looking forward to talking with Brandi Bernoskie again with Alchemy+Aim. Brandi, good morning. I've enjoyed this 5-part series where I know we're on part 4 today. You specialize in creating incredible websites. We've been talking about all different elements of the power of the web. And I thought maybe today we could talk about how to build consistency and trust in your business. Through content, through websites, et cetera. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think especially today, because we are so saturated with information and with, websites and social media out there, I think really building trust via consistency is actually really, really critical. And there's actually, like, what people don't realize is that consistency actually can take different forms. So there's, what we talked about earlier in the series, which is like posting content consistently, setting expectations with people about what they can expect from you and when they can expect it. But I think another big portion of this is visual consistency, so that, when people are, watching your live stream versus going to your website, there's not some sort of huge jarring visual change happening. And I think the same is true, when you go from a website to Instagram, so that there's this visual consistency happening over and over again. And I have seen entrepreneurs make the mistake where they'll be like, oh, I'm just going to do something really fast. And, whether it's like a sales page or a pop-up, and that thing looks nothing like the rest of their brand.
Yeah.
And it actually, like, you have that moment of like, is this even from that person? Like, was their site hacked? Like, what's going on here? So I really think having that visual consistency is absolutely key. And I think the other, like, really big consistency factor is, walking your talk is really what it comes down to. My favorite clients truly walk their talk. They are the same person in front of a camera, in front of a large audience, in front of, a small meeting, in their business. Like, they are showing up and they are bringing their full selves in every situation, and they're practicing what they preach every day. And I think people notice that and people feel that, like, that is very much energetically conveyed. So it's not, you can't just show up online and be like, oh, so-and-so had success in this way, so I'm going to pretend to be the same person.
Right.
And, like, put on these false, kind of
100%.
It just doesn't work. It's not sustainable, and people do notice it.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a business coach, and I work with successful people who are stuck to get them unstuck, and then work with them consistently on that. Where are people getting stuck in building consistency and trust and the different types of consistency? Where do they get in their own way, and how can they get out of their own way? What's one thing that they can do?
I mean, one really simple thing that I think every entrepreneur needs to do, if you've got a business, like, you need to have some sort of brand guide.
Yeah.
I mean, we have it in my business as to, like, how do we talk to people on social media? But those guidelines carry over to how do we talk to our clients too. And I think having that kind of, like, brand guide, visual and, verbal brand guide, is just a really good starting point and foundation. And you don't even need to go, hire someone to do something super fancy for you. It's just a matter of collecting what has worked for you, what you like, and creating some guidelines around it.
When I started my company about 6.5 years ago, I spent a lot of time prepping, and I created I think it was like a 60 or 70 page business plan. And I was writing out, if the press called me and asked me this is what I would say. These are, I mapped every angle of it out. And I agree with you. If you can't do it yourself, though, there's a lot of great companies that can help you build a brand book. I just had a client build one for a company that they're starting, and it's incredible. And it really does. It lays the foundation of the talking points. It helps with recruiting. It helps with marketing. It helps every element because it gives you the foundation. You take the thinking out of it. There's a story about Albert Einstein that when people would ask him his phone number, he would go to the phone book and look it up. And people would say, Mr. Einstein, you're one of the smartest people in the world. You don't know your own phone number? To which he would answer, I don't like to waste my brain power with information that's easily accessible. And I think a brand book does that. It lays the foundation. So when you bring that to somebody like you, you really can begin on strategy and diving deep in no direction. Brandi, this was great. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do for your clients, who your ideal client is, and how they can connect with you.
Yeah, so we work with clients strategically, primarily on their websites, but also on branding, messaging, all of those good things. They can find us at alchemy+Aim.com. Just like I always say, go to the contact page, fill that out. It comes straight to me. And we really work with a lot of impact-driven entrepreneurs. I love helping people get their message and their things out into the world.
Yeah. Your website on the initial page says, be the genius the world needs you to be. And then goes on to read, your website is an amazing vehicle. One that I can't read. I'm getting older, right? One that, when well planned and created with your unique business in mind, can be a truly transformative for you. And I really believe that to be very, very true, not only in what you say, but how you do what you do. So I appreciate you being on the show, and we'll finish up our 5-part series tomorrow, Brandi. I appreciate your time, and Think Community, thanks so much. If Brandi can help, please reach out. Thanks, Brandi. Have an awesome day.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Think Community.